Lights, camera, action. Hey guys, I'm Cheryl Pope. If you haven't met me yet, lights, camera, action. Hey guys, I'm Cheryl Pope. If you haven't met me yet, my information is below. And feel free to leave a comment. If you have any questions, make sure you like and subscribe. This video is basically going to be talking about how to really save money. Like really. So the first thing that you're going to do is write down how much income that you have coming in a month. If it's your job, write that down. If it's part-time income, write that down. You're going to write all that down on a piece of paper. And if you have a partner, write down your partner's income as well. Have them write down their income. This could be after taxes. If you like, you can just put it down on a piece of paper, and then we move to the next step. The next step is going to be write down all the money coming out of your accounts. You're going to write down everything that's coming out, everything that you're paying for a month. If you don't have a bank account, write down the subscription services you're paying for, just all kinds of stuff. Anything, credit cards, house note, car note, write all those things down on a piece of paper as well. So those are all your debts. Put debts at the top, put all your items below, and next to those items, put on the side if you know that you could eliminate that, if it's a must-have, or if you could downgrade to a lesser price. Internet services. See if you could downgrade, or have it been over a year. Maybe you could get a cheaper cost that they're charging. So just make sure that you're writing all that down, and then write down, even your house bills, your utility bills. You may be paying a lot more on your home insurance that you don't know about. Write all that down, all your debts that you're paying for a month. And if your insurance is included in your house note, make sure that you find out how much exactly of your house note, your insurance, you are paying. Because that insurance will go up every year, and it'll make your house note go up. So if you've seen an increase in your house note, that's probably why. It could be either your insurance, and here in Texas, it could be your property taxes. Okay, and then the next step, number 3, what you're gonna do, you're gonna make a list of all the total debt that you have, the total amounts of everything, the total amount of your car that's due and how many years, the total amount of your house that's due and how many years, the total amount of student loan debt, your credit cards, everything. Just write the total amount onto a piece of paper. And that's gonna let you know the true amount that you have, and then you go on your other paper, you know what you're paying a month on that true amount that's on the next page. So for your credit cards, you want to always just make sure, if you are having credit cards on there, you want to see if you could get credit cards that have perks, travel rewards, and also you want to see if you could just talk and negotiate on your credit lines of credit as well. But we'll go deeper into that, more into this video, so just stay with me.
So this chart is borrowed from Experian.com, and it shows a $5,000 credit balance, 18.9% interest rate. But the difference here is if you're paying the monthly minimum of $200 versus paying an additional higher payment every month of $460.54. The next line shows the payoff time on each one, and then the next line after that shows the interest paid. If you notice, the one with the higher payment, you're paying less interest over the 12 months. And then the amount saved is $880.54. Not bad.
So if you're reducing balances, such as credit card debt, loans, anything that you have as debt, and you're paying those items off, you're freeing up a lot of your debt to income ratio. So if you're freeing up a lot of your debt, you're getting more open to being approved for more items, higher credit limits, more credit cards, also a home. Your credit score is going up, your debt to income is getting very low, so you're able to get approved for more home because you're not using all your debt as in paying credit cards and other items. So when you're paying these items, you're improving your credit score. That's one major item. And you're also freeing up where you could ask or request for a higher limit on your credit cards. This is not so you can spend more. This is basically so you can have a better amount. And when you do spend regularly on that card, you won't be halfway or at the maximum charged off. You'll be very low at the minimum. Where it won't affect your credit score. So then you'll stay stagnant on your credit score, or it will continue going up because you'll still be paying that payment down. So number 4, this is talking about numero cuarto. So this right here is basically anybody in your household, make them accountable. Have a meeting. Let everyone know that we're on a budget. Everyone in the household, your partner, maybe you have children, let them know that we're thinking of creative ways to save money around the home. Depending on what age the kid is, because sometimes they'll go to school or tell their grandparents that we're poor. This is where you and your partner, if you have a partner that's going to be going over things, you hold each other accountable. This is not where you come and you make the blaming game on who fault was this and who messed up this. That's not the game for that. This is basically where each other are delegating items to the person that it should be delegated to. So if one person's going to pay the bills every month, then that person know to go ahead and set up the calendar. One of the two out of two of you are responsible for doing that. Maybe you want to split it right down the middle and someone's responsible for a certain amount of accounts being paid and the other person is responsible for another part of the accounts being paid. This is just basically making sure that they get paid. This is not saying who pays for what. You may pay for everything all together, but this is just saying these items need to be paid by this date, so we will not have a late fee, because if we're getting charged a late fee of 20 to 35 to 50 bucks, you don't want to have that happen. Or a disconnection notice, you don't want those fees. That's just useless, and you could be using that money for a lot of other things. You want to also make sure that you're setting goals at this time. Basically, make sure those goals are going to basically say, hey, if we pay with this credit card and this credit card is giving points or travel, by the end of the year, we'll have a whole free trip for the both of us. I mean, you just got to think of those kind of things. Do your research, make sure that it's worth it, because some credit card companies, some institutions require you to pay a processing fee when you use a credit card. So just do the math on that. If you're getting a certain amount cash back for using the credit card, just make sure it makes sense and you're actually getting your money's worth. Now, when you pay for items by credit card and it's bills and things that need to be paid monthly, make sure. Okay, so my camera died and I have a battery coming in. Well, 2 batteries coming in this Wednesday, and I should have had them here a lot sooner, but I gotta film off of my phone now. The next thing is number 5, which is declutter, and you're going to organize. So you're gonna donate and sell items you no longer need. That may be hard for some people because you're gonna wanna try to hold on to as much things as possible. Just think, is something that you're definitely gonna need? If not, get rid of it. The more you get rid of, the less of a burden you're gonna have on things, and the more free you're gonna feel. I've been through that before. When we actually downsized, it was just like 2 of everything. We downsized, it was just so much relief. I was like, we could go anywhere. It just wasn't a whole bunch of stuff tying you down, and I didn't have to look for a place that was gonna fit my sofa. When I found a place, I would find my sofa to fit to my place. So I always said I would make a property work for me, and then my furniture is gonna work for my property. So basically that's how it always been. If I'm gonna move and it's a different setup, I would just get new furniture. It was cheaper that way. I didn't want to have a storage unit, which is the next thing that I'm gonna come to. You don't want to have a storage unit that you're paying for monthly and you're just going to go open that door literally once a month, or whenever you go pay it, you open that door, you're looking in there, seeing everything is in there. Some of the stuff may have dry rotted, and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna hold on to it, and it's gonna be good. Just think of how much money you could be saving, but also if you were to sell those items or donate them, it might come into good use for someone else. So just instead of keeping it there in a time capsule, get rid of it. The faster you do it, the better. Now, if you have memorabilia items or items from a loved one, just think about minimizing it and just keep it into a bare minimum. So just have something to remember by. Now, since you're decluttering everything and you know that you done donated stuff and you done sold stuff, take some of that money that you done sold, some of the stuff that you sold, and put it in an account for a treat. So maybe you might be planning on taking a vacation soon, put it in that account. Or if you sold old electronics and you're saving up for a new electronic item, put it in an account for that. The more you know what you're going to do with that money and your goals, then you could definitely make that happen. You are basically creating an atmosphere to adapt to a new lifestyle. You just got to remember that. And the main thing that you want to do too is just have self-control. Self-control is the biggest thing that a lot of people don't have. You got to fight it. You got to fight the urges. That is your biggest obstacle, is basically self-control. Being able to know what you want and know what you don't need. And to be able to just not have to worry. Basically, you're manifesting yourself in a whole different situation. You're about to come out better than ever and obtain more out of life by letting go of old things and being able to welcome in new things. Right now, what you just done was establish the foundation of a smooth surface, I would say, to build on. So you done got rid of all that old stuff. You done made a brand new smooth surface, ready to build on and ready to be able to take on more new adventures and save, and basically that's it. So the next part is part 2, and I'm just gonna tell you that part is it's getting down to some real stuff. So this part was just preparing you, because you always got to prepare before you do things. So that was the preparation, and the next part is getting you to those really real how to save money goals that you should definitely be having. But yeah, so thanks for checking me out. Be sure to check out part 2. I'm Cheryl Pope, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to see any videos, my main videos are going to be about finances, lifestyle, and real estate. I'm a broker at House Guide Realty, but this is not a real estate video today. It can apply to real estate because, it's dealing with your finances and your credit. But this is mainly teaching you today how to really save. And those were the first steps. Just think of it. Like right now, what I just told you, you was preparing your foundation. Think of the story when we were young. We were told in school about the 3 little pigs. One of the pigs built the house out of straw. The other one built their house out of sticks. And then the other one built their house out of bricks. Then when that storm came through, the only one that was really prepared and stood strong was that one that built that strong foundation and had the bricks. So it was basically a life story if you think about it. And so the moral of the story of the Big Bad Wolf is not about going out there and buying a brick house. Like, don't get into more debt. Don't go buy the brick house. Don't go build the brick house. It's basically saying, build your foundation, get your shish together, so that way when shit happens, you will be able to be well prepared and you won't have to worry about anything. You'll be well prepared when stuff do happen. that's the way it goes. So stay tuned for part 2. And thanks for checking me out.